Hey guys, what's happening? This is 4Go Nation, and today I thought we'd talk about Magneto since this guy's definitely getting replaced by Phoenix 5 Cyclops. Yeah guys, Phoenix 5's definitely replacing this guy for sure. And I want to talk about Magneto because, well, I just think he's an amazing character in the comics, in the old X-Men cartoons. This guy was just freaking awesome. And we're going to do a little GBR with this dude, and we're going to see if he can get it done with a damage proc. Now, my Magneto is pretty well built. He has almost 47,000 energy attack. He has more or less max attack speed. He has 45 crit rate, 175 critical damage, max ignore defense, and max skill cooldown. That critical damage could be a little higher, that crit rate could be a little bit higher, but it is what it is. He has all 5-star Urus. I do need to amplify a couple little slots there. And all of his skills are at 6, and Magneto really is, he's a great Shadowland character. He's freaking amazing. Like, this guy can easily solo 105 guys in Shadowland. Easily. And that's due to this all defense down that he's got on his tier 3, which doesn't apply to World Boss, but it does apply in Shadowland. Lots of penetration, don't really care about that. We got paralyzed. But his tier 2 passive is really what makes him so awesome in Shadowland anyways. And that's increased damage dealt to human characters by 80%. Most of the roster are human characters. Although we are getting more mutants in there. And we have increased all debuff effect by 10% and duration by 20%. Which means, guys, that all defense down that does apply in Shadowland is getting increased by 10% and the duration is lasting by 20% longer. That's another reason he's awesome in Shadowland, but unfortunately it doesn't help him in World Boss or GBR. His 1, no big deal. His 2 has an all defense down, but it only applies to Shadowland. His 3 has a bind for guard hit for 8 seconds. And other than some iframes and this guard, that's really all he's got for survivability. No invincibility, no immunity. He does have invincible on his tier 3, but that's pretty much it. And then his 5 skill has this all attack buff, all defense, and all speed. And this attack buff actually refreshes, guys. And his leadership is 45% increase of all attack to mutant allies. Now, Kitty's replaced his leadership. Now she's the best leadership in the game. Unfortunately, I think that's all she's going to be. And then he has a stage 12 Power Ranger Relic set, fully awakened Power Ranger Relic set, and we have a CTP of energy with a 200% damage proc. His uniform is at Mythic. And take a look at uniform options. I do have the Inferno unit. That's a good uniform, by the way, guys. Very good uniform. And then you have the Iron Man Infinity War uniform. Good uniform, but it's outdated. The in-game uni is definitely the way to go. We have the Colossus uni, and as you guys know, that thing is outdated big time. Now we got the Phoenix 5 Colossus uni, which is way better than this thing. And then you have the War Machine Infinity War uni, which actually is a good uniform, as in-game uni's a little bit better, but not much. And then the last uniform is MODOK. Can I buy that? Nope. That is for Crystal still, so screw that. So guys, let's take old boy to GBR and let's see how he does. Let's rock and roll. So guys, you see the team we got rolling with here. We're using Valkyrie and Ghost Panther for their 45% damage dealt to supervillains that they're offering Magneto. And yeah, we're just going to try to pour it on, guys. I got one of my Alliance members in here to help me out a little bit because I just didn't think old Magneto could do this. I don't think he can carry a team with a CTP of energy. And Goddess Phoenix there, shout out to him for playing with me. And I asked him to kind of take it easy, guys. I don't want him doing a lot of damage. He's got a pretty good team there, pretty strong. Cable can carry a team, so I don't want him doing too much damage. Scorpion here is one of my buddies, but I really didn't communicate with him, so he went and brought tier 3 Shirag in here, who should murder this, but depending on his build, depends on how much damage she does. And yeah, guys, the trick with Magneto, honestly, is I just spam the skills, guys. When it comes to Magneto and his skills, he just doesn't have any skills that do tons of damage and tons of hits on that particular skill. And the most important thing, at least when you're playing against Galactus, is you just want to make sure you hit your 5, get that all attack buff before you go into your tier 3 and get the damage proc on the tier 3. Most of your damage is going to come from doing your tier 3 with Magneto if you're rolling with the damage proc. And that's pretty much it. You know, we switched there. Don't want to die because Magneto's pretty slow, pretty sluggish. That's something that could be improved about him. He really needs a lot of love, guys. Like, that uniform, I mean, it's not very good, man. He really needs some love big time. Big time. Now, I'm happy that Cyclops has replaced him. It's nice to see another character get some love. I'm happy about that. But I'm hoping in the future one day Magneto will get some love too. And I see Shirog's immunity bubble there protecting Magneto, although we were in our tier 3, so we had invincibility, so it really didn't matter. But still, that is one thing about having Shirog in there. That immunity bubble really does help. Pick up these heals here. And then, guys, I don't know how much damage Magneto's going to do. I have no idea. I just don't think he's strong enough to do this on his own. Even with this team, I just don't think he can do it. He lacks some power, man. He just doesn't have what he should have, to be perfectly honest, man. He's kind of a weak tier 3, you know. The only reason people were even tier 3 in this guy is because he was an ABX meta. And that's pretty much it. Oh, crap. Switch, switch, switch. There we go. Switch just in time. But I'd like to see him be good for World Boss. I'd like to see him get some love in the future. There we go. And guys, his survivability is really good against GBR or against Galactus because Galactus is, well, he's slow and sluggish too. So you have time to prepare your movements, to dodge, to get away from Galactus's attacks. It's not that difficult. It's actually pretty easy to do with Magneto, to be honest. He's pretty reliable. We're going to hit our 4 there, get that guard. Watch out here. Run up so no, we don't lose anybody. Yeah, shoot your frickin' beam, punk. So now we're going to hit our 5, and hit our tier 3. There we go. And the damage isn't insane, guys. I mean, you can see it's not bad. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's definitely not good. It's definitely not what it should be. And whenever Galactus is doing his little slam bam in there, throwing his hands down, you know, make sure you're using your 1 or your 3rd skill. Even the 4 at the very beginning, it's a bit of an iframe. And yeah, you know, even though he just has a guard hit and some iframes, you know, he can stay alive pretty easy. I mean, it's not that difficult. I mean, you guys look at the damage I've taken. I'm not taking any damage. Oh man, sorry to see you go, buddy. That sucks. So now it's just me and my teammate. Watch out here, watch out for this meteor crap. Let's pour it on. Switch back to Magneto and get it done. I mean, honestly, guys, when I play him, I don't really try timing procs when I'm just rolling through his skills. I mean, sometimes, like, if you get it on the 1 or 3, you're doing alright. But it's not going to make that big a difference. Honestly, you just want to make sure you keep the proc on the tier 3. That's really the most important thing with this guy. And right there, my proc engaged, so I'm going to wait a little bit. Wait for my 5 to get off cooldown. Alright, hit the 5, now hit our tier 3, and there we go. And there's that damage proc. And that's what you're trying to do. Because he's a little slow, especially, like, you can't just immediately cancel the skills. Like, it takes a little time. And sometimes the proc will trigger on your skills before your tier 3. So you got to be careful of that. And I tried doing, this is only my 2nd try. And my 1st try, I tried not using the 5. And I would just go right into the tier 3. And I found that he was just lacking damage, guys. He was lacking damage big time. That attack buff really makes a difference. Especially when you chain it with the tier 3. Oh, get him. There we go. We get our 5. There we go. And hit our tier 3. Now that worked out pretty good. We got our tier 3. We got our damage proc almost right at the beginning of that tier 3. And like I said, guys, he slowly takes Galactus down, but it's not like he's melting bars. I mean, he's slowly doing it. I really think my comrade here is doing quite a bit of the damage, to be honest, guys. I think he's doing quite a bit. But he is really slacking off, kind of farting around, just messing around, you know, just having a little fun. He's really there just to make sure we can get it done, guys. Alright, so we're back now. Oh, crap. Switch. Well, that worked out. At least we didn't do our tier 3 before the switch. That's nice. That means we didn't waste that tier 3. So let's try to get that tier 3 off now. Come on, but crap. Freaking punk? Going in this freaking ray crap? Freaking bastard. Now we're gonna get you. Now there I just hit my tier 3. Should have hit the 5, but it is what it is. Man, we didn't do much damage at all there, guys. Not much at all. It's really disappointing, honestly, to play with old Magneto like this. It's just like, ugh. One of my favorite villains in all of comics, and yeah. He's a bit underwhelming in this. And Shadowlands, he's amazing, but, you know, I don't think Shadowlands really a great gauge to go by as far as power. But he does do awesome there. But against World Boss, no, he's definitely not a go-to. He lacks a lot of survivability. And he does have decent damage in World Boss, but compared to a lot of the other tier 3s we got now, yeah, he's lacking big time. Falling behind big time. Which is a shame. But I guess we can't have all of our tier 3s super powerful, although I would like to see it, and I think that would be cool. Let's get our tier 3 off one more time. End it on a tier 3. Booyah! So there you have it, guys. Let's see how much damage he did. 37%, yeah. There is no way he could carry this team, man. 37%, my buddy did 33%. Wow. So guys, let me know what you think about Magneto, and if you think he needs an upgrade. Personally, I think he definitely deserves one and should get one in the future. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.